Hey everyone, Brett here with the Hornet King channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to check out this video. This is a removal of 2 yellow jackets nests that I removed for clients. One is a Bald Faced Hornet, which is technically an aerial nest building yellow jacket. The other one is Vespula squamosa, or the southern yellow jacket. I removed that one from the ground for a client. Both of these removals, I got stung. And it's a pain in the butt to get stung. Well, sometimes it's a pain in the wrist or a pain in the leg, which is where I got stung. But I was able to dig up this nest or clip out this nest out of a bush and remove it from my clients, bring it home and feed it to my animals. My 2 emus, my Rhea, my chickens, and my squirrel. Here's the video, check it out. Alright, so we have a client here who has southern yellow jackets, Vespula squamosa. And they are inside this stump. See them deep down in there. So I'm gonna get them out of there. So this species is the southern yellow jacket, Vespula squamosa, and this colony decided to build its nest inside of an old tree stump. The heartwood of this tree stump was so rotten that the workers were able to excavate away a lot of that old wood material to build the nest bigger and bigger by making the cavity in there bigger and bigger. There were actually 2 entranceways that the workers were using to get in and out of that space, and one of them was about the diameter of a baseball, and the other one, which was the main entranceway, is about the diameter of a quarter. And you could tell that was the main entranceway because they were caking it with envelope to get down into that space. What I wouldn't give to have 2 nozzles on my vacuum right now. Getting my stinging me there. So just taking my time vacuuming up as many of the workers as I can. With ground nests, you want to be as methodical as you can and getting many of the foragers coming back from foraging as you can. So that's why I set the vacuum nozzle perpendicular to the entranceway and not just shoving it straight down into the nest and start vacuuming from there. Because I want them to be able to take off and try to fly. The second they try to fly, they get sucked up into the vacuum. Any vacuum you use is not going to be strong enough to just sit it at an entranceway, down into an entranceway, and just have it pull them straight out of the nest. It's not going to work. So you have to be able to make it accessible for the returning foragers as well as the workers that are coming out of the nest to get both of them at the exact same time. If I just plug the entranceway, you'll have hundreds of foragers coming back and they'll just start swarming all over the place because they can't get into the entranceway of the nest. And most of the time they're just flying autopilot as they come back, so they're not thinking to attack anything. They're thinking just go right down that hole. So if you set the vacuum nozzle kind of off to the side, they get sucked right up into it. So while I was kneeling there, I accidentally pushed a worker that was attached to my leg. I pushed her against my skin. She was able to sting me through my pant leg, which was really, really annoying. But I wanted to set up my camera, and she was still stinging me while I was setting that up. So finally, I just kind of investigated, and I did find her a little further up. So she had stung me, and then she tried to climb up my leg a little further, so I was able to get her off. So just continuing to back up as many of the foragers as I can. There was a lot of them floating around, so what I don't show here, so what I would do is stand back away from the nest for a little bit and let the workers calm down and try to go down the entranceway, which is where they would get sucked up from. So the entire duration of this removal usually takes anywhere from 35 minutes to 45 minutes. This particular one took me about 45 minutes just to make sure that I get all the foragers that I can. All right, just letting the vacuum run. Stuck on me. I pulled her out. Pulled her out. You still see her stingers stuck in my leg. All right, just letting it settle down. There's quite a few that were around the vacuum, so left the vacuum in the top hole. There's 2 holes. There's the actual entranceway, which is like right here, and then this hole, which actually goes straight down to the nest. Kind of see down in there. Looks like everybody's pretty well settled down. I got stung on my leg through the suit, which is fun.
Southern yellow jacket, man, their sting's the most painful, I think, of the yellow jackets I deal with. So. Alright, just let them do their thing for a little longer, and hopefully about 10 more minutes, and I'll start digging up the nest.
So quite a few of the workers have died down. There's not nearly as many now that I let the vacuum run for a little while. So now I'm getting ready to actually excavate out space. So with Southern Yellow Jackets, I don't like to just start digging right away because there's going to be quite a few that are down inside the nest. So I pulled the nest out, and this thing was a great size for this time of year, and the cavity being a nice open cavity there. So I just filled that in with some soil and packed it in, so that way any returning foragers wouldn't be able to go down into a space and kind of hunker down in there.
Alright, there's the nest. Southern Yellow Jacket, best Squirrel.
They wouldn't try to rebuild, but they will linger in a space if there's a nice cavity to protect them. So by filling that up, that kind of mitigates the amount of potential they have to hide anywhere, so nobody will get stung if they come near this spot. So just bag this nest up, and I reuse these bags over and over and over again. So I just put this nest down inside of here and get ready to move on to my next appointment. This particular day I had about 9 appointments. So this was actually, I think, the first appointment of the day. So there was only one nest to be in there at this time, and then I'd be moving on and fill up the bag by the end of the day. As you can see, there's no more foragers flying around. As you can see, there's no more foragers, so I got to pack up and head to my next appointment.
That's it. Everybody's gone. Gotta pack up and get out of here. So there's where, right there's where she got me. Keep an eye on it, let it puff up. I got a baldy nest inside this bush. This happens a lot. They get nests inside these bushes, and I'm going to watch the activity in and out just to show the back and forth. Just in and out, in and out. So what I do is I come in and I'll vacuum everybody out. Yeah, that's definitely a good sized nest. I think it's huge. So, set up the camera and start sucking them out of there. Here we go.
So this particular species is Dolichobespula maculata, aka the Bald Faced Hornet, which are not really hornets, they're actually aerial nest building yellow jackets. So with this particular nest, I had a longer wand on my vacuum nozzle, and I was just trying to kind of stand back a little bit so they would just go after my phone and the nozzle and not go after me. But what I couldn't see is that the vacuum nozzle wasn't directly over the entranceway of the nest. So a lot of them were crawling out and going past that, and then they were coming out to swarm and attack. And one of them landed on my wrist, which I didn't notice. And since I was reaching forward with the wand, my suit sleeve rode up underneath my glove sleeve a little bit and made that sensitive area of my wrist exposed to a sting. So since bald-faced hornets typically don't latch on, this particular one was latched, and she was able to get me down through the glove sleeve, which is just like a canvasy type of fabric. It's thicker than a t-shirt, but it's not as thick as my suit. But I go over that at the end of the video. If you guys are interested to see how I can get stung through my suit and my gloves and things, check out towards the end of the video after the removals.
Oh yeah, got stung on the wrist. I don't know why I can get stung on the freaking wrist.
I actually walked away from the nest for a couple seconds and went over and got another vacuum nozzle, and I came back over and started vacuuming everybody up. You can see they're swarming all around my phone. They were more around my phone than they were around me because I was kind of standing off to the side, but they were still pelting into my veil. And when they come out of the nest and attack, they're not flying away. They're literally flying out, which is what I want them to do anyway. I'm disturbing the nest on purpose so they come out and they go right into the vacuum nozzle.
Alright, it's a lot less going on now. They were not happy. Venom on the counter stand. Alright, stir them up, see if there's any more in there. Let that sit for a bit. Mainly just getting returning foragers now. So today I got stung on the wrist by a Bald Faced Hornet. That one actually really hurt. Doesn't hurt now. It actually doesn't really hurt at all. It just kind of feels maybe a little bit itchy. But I got stung there a few days ago, so that one's still itchy. This one hurt a lot at first, and you can see it's pretty swollen. Maybe you can't see that. It actually kind of hurts when I turn my wrist, but the actual sting itself doesn't seem like it hurts. But still vacuuming up over there, so give it a few more minutes. And that's it. No more activity. I had this in the fridge overnight. There's the nest, the ground nest. We gotta get that taken care of too. This is the colony of the one that stung me. Still, larvae are still alive. Let's see if we find the queen. Yeah.
What a bunch of pesky booties. Hello, sweetie. Hello, Doris.
Doris, when have I ever chased you?
All right, booties. Look at all these birdies. Look at all these birdies. We got some nests here, birdies. Move everything around. There you go, Doris. Is that good, Booty? Right down the gullet. I mean, she's not scared. Let's find you another good one, Doris. Oh, wee wee. Oh, wee wee. You all puffed up for it, Birdie. Trying to cool off? Oh, wee. Hello, wee. Here you go, Doris. Oh, sweetie birdie. Hello, sweetie birdie. That good, birdie? Oh, wee. Oh, you want it, sweetie birdie? See, you don't like the nest. Oh, well, there you go. Oh, sweetie birdie. What a good birdie. Oh, you patiently waiting, Doris? What's your problem? Huh? You guys want to take a puddle bath? Quiet, Birdie. Come on down here, Squirrel. Come eat this, Squirrel. Come nibble it, Squirrel. Come nibble these, Squirrel. Here you go. Is that good, Squirrel? Ooh, what a good squirrel. Ooh, what a good squirrel. What a good squirrel. Is that good pupa, Squirrel? Is that a good pupa, Squirrel? Ooh, what a good squirrel. Have this morsel, Squirrel. Is that a good pupa, Squirrel? Where you going, Squirrel? You got fleas, Squirrel? Is that a good pupa, Squirrel? Oh, enjoy it, Squirrel.
2 days. Actually, this is 2 days later. Just a little pustule. That's it. Doesn't even seem that swollen, I guess. Maybe a little bit. Alright, so 2 days later. Doesn't itch, doesn't hurt. Just a little red spot.
All right, so I know I'm going to get a lot in the comments, so I figured I'd just address it here, how I get stung through my suit and why I get stung through my suit. So a couple of things. So my suit is a ventilated 3-layer mesh suit, which means that it is not a solid fabric that is sting proof. It is sting resistant. And what that means is that the mesh, the 3 layers of mesh, keeps the stinger far enough away from my skin that it can't penetrate or get into my skin. So when you look at this suit, You can see the light shining through the suit. So it's a 3-layer mesh. And I'll get a close-up of the fabric so you see what it looks like. So it is a very fine mesh, then a intermediate foam grid, and that's kind of a little bit thicker, spongy, and then underneath of that is another layer of mesh, fine mesh. How I get stung through my wrist is when I put this suit on and I put my hand up here, hold my wrist like this before I put my glove on. My glove, now this is an old glove, it's got a tear in it, but the glove has a almost like canvasy style fabric sleeve. Now it is thicker than say like a t-shirt, but it's not super thick. So you can see looking at it here on the edge, it's not super thick. But it's thick enough that if it's layered over top of the suit, it's going to give me added protection. So when I slide this on, I hold my sleeve like this on my suit, and then I slide the glove over my hand and over my sleeve, and then I put my fingers up into the glove. Now, this is goatskin leather. It's definitely protecting against yellow jackets. I've only been stung a couple times through the glove itself, and that's usually when the glove gets wet, like either if I'm sweating really bad, and so any kind of moisture will soften the leather. It's not the glove's fault. It's just the nature. It's the physics of the leather. Sometimes I have gotten stung through the seam, so I don't know if it's just they're able to get underneath it or just perfectly through that. The only ones that have done that were European Hornets. So now the sleeve of my suit is about right here underneath the leather, which is great. That's what we want. That's good. So I got good protection. I won't get stung on my wrist that way. Problem is when I reach forward into a space right now, so just assume the glove is on right now. So when I reach forward into a space and I do this, I'm reaching, my hand isn't holding the sleeve anymore. The sleeve comes down just a hair to my wrist. And where the glove leather is, you can see there's a space between where the glove leather is and where my sleeve of my suit is. So this fabric gets a little bit crinkled, and when I'm bending my wrists and things, and this starts touching my skin. And if there's yellow jackets latched on, say southern yellow jackets or eastern yellow jackets, or in the case of this video, Bald Faced Hornet, they were latched on. And they were just jabbing until finally the fabric touched my skin and their stinger was able to get down into my wrist. As for my leg, since this is a mesh suit, when I got stung on my leg, there was a yellow jacket that was on my leg. Say this is my leg. So it was on my leg, and then say this is my knee, and where my butt came down and pinched the yellow jacket hard against my skin so that it squished the fabric down to touch my skin, and the yellow jacket's stinger got through and poked my skin. Same thing happens sometimes if I'm like laying down like in a crawl space and I lay on a yellow jacket. I can get stung on my arm or something where my t-shirt isn't covering. So I'm only wearing shorts and a t-shirt under my suit. So that's how I get stung. Now sometimes they can get up through the veil if I don't zip this tight enough, or if the Velcro kind of gets loose around the opening. Sometimes they can get up in. I got stung on my ear a couple days ago. It's just the way it is. You kind of go into a removal expecting to get stung. You can take a lot of different precautions to kind of try to keep my wrist from getting exposed like that underneath my gloves. Sometimes I'll put duct tape on my wrist. Like if I'm doing European Hornets, I really don't want to get stung by European Hornets, so I'll put duct tape around my wrists. Sometimes when the suits are brand new, they have like an elastic band that you can go up over your thumb and kind of like hold the sleeve in place. But I actually get really sore on my hand because of that constantly pulling. It kind of irritates the muscles under here, and I get really crampy in my thumb. So I prefer not to do that. I'd rather just try to keep my sleeve up or have duct tape on my wrist. It's a lot easier that way. I don't like getting stung, but it's the nature of the beast. It's a occupational hazard, as they say. So I'm going to shamelessly promote my new t-shirt, the new design that I have on my t-shirt. Thank you to all of you who have donated to the channel that I've able to send you guys out some shirts. There were a couple people that donated to the channel but then specified either a size that I don't have, which is extra large, or they didn't specify a size at all, so I didn't know what to send them. I sent them emails, so if that was you, thank you so much for the donation, but please email me back and specify what size you'd like me to send you. And if there isn't a size that you want, aside from the one that you asked for that I don't have, then I'd be happy to reimburse you back for your donation. But either way, please let me know, because right now it's like hanging in limbo. I don't know what to send you, and I don't know what you want me to do at this point. So, but thank you to all of you who have donated to the channel, and I hope you guys enjoying your new t-shirts. So if you guys like to send $20, donate it to the channel, and I would be happy to send you a t-shirt. So we just hit 1 million subscribers on the Hornet King channel, which is freaking awesome. I appreciate all you guys' support and encouragement throughout the years. Those who've been here for a really long time, which has only been 5 years since I started the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to check out this video, and I really appreciate you guys supporting my channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.